Hello! Now, just before Christmas, we did a little mini campaign to get a couple of trampolines. It's better, isn't it? Got my tooth in. And it was a successful campaign. We got about 6 altogether. Myself, well, actually Mick got the trampolines from Free Cycle. So went on to Free Cycle, put your postcode in, asked for trampolines, and lo and behold, trampolines pop up. So old trampoline frames is what we're going to be using. The reason for that you will see in this next segment. Enjoy. Ta-da! Hello. We're going to have a go at building a poly grow tunnel. So yeah, a plastic grow tunnel. Plastic sheet grow tunnel we're going to be doing. Very similar in construction and design to what Mick Derbyshire's got next door. Only this one's going to be made from the trampoline hoops that we have salvaged from various people in the northwest of England. So that's what we're going to be on with today. I don't know when this video is going to go up. Hopefully I'll have me broadband sorted out shortly, so we'll start to get some videos up. As soon as that broadband's sorted, it'll be like having, it'll be like the buzzes. You'll not get one for ages and then 3 come at once. That's what it'll be. And this will be the 3rd of the new ones of the January uploads, hopefully. So that's what we're going to be trying to get sorted today. We're going to try and get the framing today. For the hoop tent, the hoop tunnel. Alright, so I got my permission letter put in last week before the committee meeting to do a back-to-back poly hoop tent tunnel, whatever you want to call them, one of them, back-to-back with that one of Mick's is going to go here. Okay. So there's a bit of clearing to do so that we can assess the base footprint of the tunnel as to where exactly we're going to be putting our footings in, which you'll see shortly. And that's what I've got to get on with. I've got to clear out all of that stuff from around so we can assess the ground and check it for level and things like that before we kick off with our commitments to the actual footprint of the new tunnel. All this has got to come out as well, so all of these existing. There he is. Alright, Mick. Alright, we'll have to go up to the top. Nice one, pal. Yeah, so Mick's cutting he's cutting down the bars off the feet. These are the feet of the trampolines as they come. This sort of U-shape tubing. And we're going to cut off these straights. And these straights, along with some wider straight sections that we got off a wider tubed trampoline, are going to be used for the sides. So the sides that are going to be sunk into the ground are going to be up in a vertical manner, up to hopefully about 3 feet tall, and then from that it's going to go over, because they are 10-foot hoops, it's going to go up then by 5 feet, so you'll have knocking along for 7.5 to 8 feet, I'm guessing, at the apex of the tunnel, at the top of the tunnel. So enough talking, let's get doing. Alright, boys and girls, so wish us luck, and we'll see you in a bit. Hiya, Paul. So just taking the feet off to get the straight bars, which are just short of 2 feet once cut. So we've taken the netting off, the existing netting off, exposing those 2 beds. But those 2 beds are going to be taken out as well and moved while we get the frame in. Well, howdy there, partner. There's Magical Mick. What is it in there, Michael? 20 degrees. 20 degrees Celsius. And it's 6 outside. He's got his heater on in there. He's got a cracking greenhouse heater. I'll show you later on. But that's been cleared off now. I'm going to carry on and clear out the space. So we're left with a blank canvas. So we've marked, well, we put the first one in there of the poles, and they'll be the footing poles. And then on top of that, we're going to slide in one of the thinner ones. Professor Derbyshire will illustrate. A bit of persuasion that goes in there. And that'll be drilled through. Then we'll fix a bolt. Once we get the heights right, we'll drill through, fit a bolt through, and that'll hold that in place to the height that we want. It's adjustable, as you can see. But we're going to get it quite high, because I want it, as I say, to be about 7 foot in the middle at least. So easily doable with that. We'll ensure that they are plumb, i.e. vertically straight. But the trick is to get the base square, which we'll be showing you in a minute. But we measured out 10 feet to that next one there. That's just gently stuck into the ground. That's the 10 feet. And they're 10 feet trampoline hoops. So 10 feet. Going that way, we're going to have we'll have 4 hoops, or semi hoops, half hoops, going the way down there until we get to 15 feet. Oh, sorry, 14 feet. The permission was for 14 feet by 10 feet by 7 feet high, which this will be. We moved all the beds out of the way now, just to give us a bit of a blank canvas for marking out. But that's the trick. And you measure them corner to corner to make sure that it's the right dimensions, the right square. But we'll be tinkering with that for a little bit. But we'll crack on. Right, so we're measuring out now corner to corner. And we've measured the lengths. The lengths are going to be 16 foot. 16 foot by 10. But then you measure corner to corner, and that's 18 foot 9 inches. On that one, just measured that one, the other, and that's 18 foot 9 inches, or just under 18 foot 9 inches, but we're not messing about anymore. That'll do. And though it's going to be relatively square, or square enough for me and Mick, jobs are good. So the 2 end hoops are in. Yep. Now, we've adjusted these to the height that we want them. So as I say, the wider pole off the wider scaffold footing is gone into the floor there, and it's gone in there by about 16 inches in to the soil. The thinner footing leg sliding into there, because of the drop off of the site, the land drops off by about 5 inches over the space of that 10 feet on the slope. So we've accommodated for that. So the smaller one goes into the fatter one, the thinner one goes into the fatter one, and then these, luckily enough, are made to interlock together, and you even get the bolts with them. So you can slide the bolt through. There's a bolt hole where they can slide through there. We've drilled a hole there to get the, once we're happy with the height, that we wanted. We drilled a hole through. I held it while Mick drilled it, and vice versa when we did these. That's just a tent peg to hold it in place temporarily until we've got the right heights and levels that we want. And then once we're happy with that, we'll again take that tent peg out, get a wider drill bit, so they're like pilot drill holes, which are only sort of 6mm. We'll expand them to 10mm, and then we can get these bolts through. Alright, if that makes sense, then that's good. But it's all using the parts and components that you salvage from your trampolines. This. And as you can see, because of the drop off, this is higher. Now these are 2 feet, so you've still got a good foot slid inside that sleeve. And once that's all bolted together, it should be relatively solid. We're going to then put the straight bars across from here. Once we get all 4 in, these straight bars will be going across, and then there'll be like a timber sort of skirt that goes around there. Again, staked into the ground, built up, making it all solid. So when the sheeting's on, the sheeting will come down to about here, and then we'll have a timber shelving, if you like, to staple to. And then the poly will go over the top of that into a little gully, into a little into a small guttering that will then feed into small water butts, something like 50-litre water butts on both sides. That is the plan. But yeah, the first 2 are in already. We're going to try and get the second 2 finished off today. Because this is 16 foot, it was originally going to be 14 foot, but the stuff will be alright. It's going to be. I didn't realise that the plot was actually 19 feet wide. I thought it was 17 feet wide. So it'll be 16 feet. So for the next 2, it's going to be 5 foot 4 inches. 5 foot 4, 5 foot 4, 5 foot 4, making up 16. Because we'll be getting 2 hoops, and obviously 3 then sections. Section 1, 2, 3. So the next ones are going to be going in at, as I say, 5 foot 4 inch intervals. Isn't that correct, Professor Derbyshire? There he is. So to keep it straight, we've run a string line round so the level can be maintained. But that's so when we put the new, the next 2 footings in at 5 foot 4, we know it's going to be in a straight line, perpendicular to the ends. Yeah?
I'm just learning.
So it'll be nice and square. Right, let's crack on. And that's how she's looking so far. As I say, we ran the lines around to make sure that they're all in alignment and squared off, and we've started to fit the long bars. Now the long bars come from where on the trampoline there's a net that goes round to stop the little kiddies from flinging themselves off the trampoline, and they're upright sections. These tubes slot into each other so you can adjust the height of them. Each one's 4 feet, which is lucky because it's 16 feet long, this, so you need 4 of them. You also get the clamps with them. Now these are just on temporarily, these, because the ones that we're using are the rubber ones, the ones with the rubber inner. Push that back to there, then you've got this hole then that you can put a bolt through, which will keep that in place. Tighten that up so it's all solid. So we'll have the bars there, there and there. Unfortunately we can't, the bar is too wide to actually go through that slot there, but you've got this little piece of metal that comes out from that which you can clamp to, which is what we're going to be doing. Obviously, once that's on there, I'm going to have to cushion that on this side. Cushion. Adios, mate. Thanks very much, mate. See you tomorrow if you're on in the afternoon. And so yeah, that's going to be tightened up. They're not tightened up as yet because I've not got my pliers with me. I think Secret Steve's gone getting some. See you, mate. So yeah, once those are tightened up and we make sure that they're all in alignment, so that's in alignment with that all the way along, we can adjust the actual hoops then so that they're all level. We'll put the spirit level, that one, the big spirit level, onto this, making sure then that it all goes level all the way across, and it'll be bang on then. It'll be absolutely spot on, providing that these are clamped and always in the same position, so that that is in parallel with that all the way along, and it's level. We know it's correct. We'll know it's spot on and correct. So far this has cost us nothing at all, right, because they were given away on Free Cycle. You just got to go and pick them up. Let's tighten them up. Steve's here now, he's got some gear. So here's a little use. Here's a little use for the springs, the trampoline springs, hanging baskets. They've already got the slots where the springs were previously in its life as a trampoline, so you can still carry on and use them and put them in there. I could probably get that about the same height if I put another spring on, but it looks quite okay like that, doesn't it? I'm thinking strawberries or tumbling toms. Them's last year's that haven't made the cut through winter. Obviously there's still new growth coming on that strawberry one there, but the tomato one's obviously knackered. But we can reuse the baskets, can't we? I think it's ace, this. Trampoline frames. They all want tightening up and firming up, but I haven't got me pliers with me for the wing nut ones here. But yeah, it all comes as part of it. All of these clamps and stuff were off the trampolines. They're already on the trampolines. So yeah, what do we think, boys and girls? Great, isn't it? I think this will be just as good as a shop bought one. Tony C. Smith. Have a look, mate. See what you think. And there's the view from the top of the tiki hut. I think it's great, that. I do, I think it's good. So yeah, basic frames in. Adjustments are needed to make sure it's all level and everything, and that the bars run straight. There's the robin there, sat on that water boat. But yeah, cooler beluga. Well, this is the end of part one. There's probably going to be 3 parts to this, because we're going to get it all tightened up tomorrow and get the framing round, hopefully, maybe the door on, don't know. No, I won't do the door. I'll do some stuff tomorrow anyway. I need a lot of timber now to get the skirts done, the skirts around the side. It's going to be about 2.5 feet worth of wood around the sides. I've got some clear polycarb, 4mm clear polycarbonate to do the lifters with. So around the sides of the tunnel we're going to have these lifters, which are going to be like mix. I'll show you now. If you look at those 3 panels there, that's the clear polycarbonate. and those are like windows. Yeah, but they're on, but they're hinged at the top, and then at the bottom there's automatic lifters, so that when it gets hot, they open up and vent it down the bottom, and then that back window there that you can see, that also lifts up, so you get an airflow coming through that. You get the airflow coming. Yeah, so that is the plan. So it'll be, it's back to back more or less with mix now, that, and that's going to be very similar. And yeah, happy days. Reuse, recycle, repurpose. That's 2 trampolines, that. About 800 quid if you were to buy the polytunnel, the components for it. So far it's cost us nothing at all. The sheeting for it's going to be about 100 quid, and so's the timber, so it probably will stand me at about £200 altogether once it's completed. But that's a quarter of the price as if you were to buy one. It's took us 3 hours to put that framing up, and that's including shifting the beds, the existing beds that were already there. So I think the framing altogether, really, 2 hours. As I say, you get all the clamps and everything with it, the nuts, the bolts, the clamps. When you take the trampolines down, you have them as part of the trampoline in its trampoline life. But now it's a polytunnel, and it's polytunnel life, or it will be when the poly's on and all the rest of the work's done. So it's probably going to be a 3-parter. This is part 1. Hopefully I'll be able to get this up soon for you. I'll try and upload at my mum's if possible, because our internet connection, our broadband, is not working. We don't have internet connection and broadband at the moment, so you'll have to bear with us on that. But yeah, hope you like it, hope you're inspired by it. Crack on, get growing, whip your head down. Alright, see you later on, boys and girls. Ta-da.